I'm outside again doing this video and have a lot of things going on, of course, but the rooster will be crowing probably, and sirens, you name it here. It's like fires going on around here. It's like, geez. So just how's it going out there for you today? You know, my message today is about this lonely flower. That lonely flower right there. And this flower, you know, used to have a lot of flower friends around it, but now it's all by itself. It's alone and lonely. And I'd like to ask you some questions today about, are you lonely today? Are you lonely while being around people, your family, or in a relationship, or a broken relationship, you know? Have you lost someone in your life that you just can't recover from? Are you lonely for any reason that is just resting on your shoulders every day? You know, loneliness is a 4-letter word. That's just it, 4-letter word. You know, actually it's 10 letters, but you know, off the internet, I picked some of this stuff up here from a psychologist, and some of them, I don't know, and I've kind of put my own quotes in there too, so let's see here. So there are several types of loneliness. The new situation loneliness is the first one. You know, people may not talk to you or recognize you because you're new and maybe you're a little bit, you know, introverted kind of. So the next one is I'm different loneliness. These folks that stand out in a crowd, you know, thinking they're maybe better than anybody, or, you know, I'm too good to talk to you, or I'm so embarrassed, another introverted person maybe. The next one is a no sweetheart loneliness, and currently my status. But, and then there's a no animal loneliness. And, you know, I must confess, I lost my angel dog. I call her an angel, basically, Maggie May, a few years back. And, you know, now I'm afraid to get another pet. I just am, because the grief is a very hard foe for me to handle or fight against. Grief. You know, okay, the next one is no time for me loneliness. That one is like selfishness or a lousy spouse. Or, you know, just don't get along or something. You know, there's no time for me. Next one is untrustworthy friends loneliness. You know, I can kind of think about all kinds of things about that one, but you know, in my life, it's been in the past, some of my short tail relationships, you know, where I was related to them basically, and the short tail is, boy, I don't know, just untrustworthy. Not changed, of course, but now, today, here's the next one. Quiet presence, loneliness. You know, I'm not really sure what this psychologist meant with that one, but, you know, maybe it's one who lives in a home with a heavy metal band that's practicing all the time, and dogs running around barking, screaming, all kinds of things. You know, there's no quiet time. No quiet time. The biggie for me was existential loneliness, similar to isolation, a feeling of fundamental separatingness from others. For example, divorce, separation, the loss of a loved one, you know, dog again. Next one is emotional loneliness, which really didn't much sense. You're emotional and loneliness, basically the absence of a meaningful relationships. So then it gets worse here. Now it gets worse. When you're walking in the valley of grief, with loneliness. So you're in grief and loneliness. Now, and I've experienced that after my parents were killed in a car wreck, coming to pick me up at a bus station for Christmas, you know, with them when I was 19 years of age, and I'm their only child. And, you know, man, to this day, I still miss them, even if it's been over 50 years ago. Of course, I'm showing my age here now, but you know, they were wonderful parents, and I just loved them, you know. So how can we help others to come out of that valley, that dark fog of grief that they carry around with them all the time? You know, back to the lonely daylily, the flower that used to be, you know, with all the beautiful flowers until one by one, they moved on. One by one, they dropped off. You know, there's good news now coming up here. There's good news right now, because every year it regenerates itself, and it shines with beauty, you know, with all the other flowers. It's just a beautiful, beautiful set of flowers. More questions for you today. Do you think that Jesus wants you to be lonely? Do you think that he wants you to be lonely? Do you think that he wants you to be buried in grief while you're walking around, on earth? God knows you will experience grief in this life, but you're not meant to go through it alone. Not alone. He wants you to seek comfort, and Jesus can put a Band-Aid on your heart and make it feel better. Matthew 5:4, blessed are those that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Comfort. Relying on God, Jesus, and others, not others, I'll say, can relieve your sorrow and give you support. Others. Now, speaking about others, a lot of times the others slowly fade away. Time goes on, and then you're on your own again on earth, basically, to deal with loneliness and grief. That's why you need to surround yourself with God and Jesus. No matter how you experience grief, Jesus comes and meets you at the point of need, when you need it, when the others may not. Sometimes you may feel alone, but those who cling to him in faith, Jesus, will never again truly be alone. And God doesn't want you to be alone, and with him you are never alone. One of the best comforts is to go to church with God. And I say that because not just once a week or so. Try to connect with your church, join a group, volunteer to help, pray for help, join a Bible study, push yourself forward, smile continually. That's a little hard to do sometimes, but let your light shine. Be grateful for the light in your heart. And if it's a little dim today, just clean it off and let it shine. Let others see it, even if you are still feeling lonely. Never give up on yourself. Your race, basically, we're always in a race to share the great news. That's not over. It's never over. You can never stop. If you don't know God, and if you are experiencing some kind of loneliness, grief, or both, and you just can't even find your light, ask Jesus to help you. It's really simple to do that. He's always there for you. And if you need a little bit of help from that, come to the Journey Christian Church. Today, if you get a chance, or contact me, Jack at recyclehearts.org. That's it. We'll see you down the road, folks. Thank you for watching. If you have questions about recycling your heart, contact me by email, jack at recyclehearts.org, or come to the Journey Christian Church in Greeley, Colorado, and we can help you with that too. I just wanted to give credit for Great Uncle Joe Fry and Great Uncle Bob Fry, the guardians of my garden. They're on loan from Bill and Francis Fry. Thank you.